1 month after Pope Francis's visit to Cairo, Coptic Christians are holding on to hope they received from him, despite recent terrorist attacks against them. This expert on the causes of conflict in the Middle East says the 9 million Coptic Christians in Egypt are thankful for some of the advances the Pope was able to make through dialogue. These include the common document Pope Francis and Pope Tawadros II signed to recognize the baptism in each other's churches and the resurgence of communication between Al-Azhar and the Vatican.
The Coptic Orthodox Church passing a moment of suffering, they are looking at this visit of Pope Francis with great thanks to say to the world, we are not few. We have the universal church with us.
With 10% of the Egyptian population Coptic Christians, which simply means Egyptian Christians, they have always been looked at differently. However, Professor Farag says recently attacks against them have increased due to the ideology of certain groups of Muslims in the country, like the Muslim Brotherhood. Many have been affected by political manipulation since childhood and have looked at the Quran not for peace and love, seen in the older part written in Mecca, but for the political aspect seen in the second part.
In the last year, and not only this year, in the last 45, 50 years, there is no one single year without something happening. It could be personal behavior, group behavior, but this is mainly of ideology, especially those ideology focusing on the difficult part or the second part in the Quran, which is the verses written in Medina when the Prophet Muhammad changed from spiritual leader and got a political leader.
This violent political mindset then plays into the economy, which has been especially weak for the last 7 years. This is why the Pope's meeting with President al-Sisi was especially important to all Egyptians, but especially the Christians who are attacked by these ideologies.
What is important? More they do attacks, more they kills, the Christian faith becomes stronger. The pardon is marvelous of those victims or their familiars. The Christian in Egypt were, thanks God, till now the faith is so strong since childhood. That's the last attack. There were many children, and we have to listen to their testimony and forgiving those who did the attacks against them.
The professor says that as corrupt political and minority Muslim ideology groups instill hatred into each member from a young age, the Christians are trying to do the opposite and are planting seeds of faith and forgiveness into the children for the hope of a better future.